Finally got it. Finally got my gutters. Now, oh, the sun's right in my eyes. Now, what I have to do next, well, I have to order, there's this screen insert that this company has for these barrels, and I need to order one because I wasn't sure if they were going to cut into the tank or into the lid or how they were going to do it. This is how they had to do it, so I got it ordered. They've got an insert with a stainless steel screen. I got to order that, and so I can get that on there. Now, apparently I did not lower this tank enough, and so this is not the perfect pitch. He said if it's going to leak, it's going to leak back here at these joints. This one's not so bad, but the other one is more straight rather than pitched. So we shall have to see how that works. What I may do is, I got to order some wood anyway, but I'll get one long enough to stretch across here so that it's less likely. They couldn't really lower it much more than that because I need this to be open. I didn't really want it walled off. We'll see if we can maintain that. At least that was the intent. We'll see. But anyway, if this does not work, then the plan is to get another tank and have this side of the barn feed into a tank that I would put down here. So it would be a direct feed. Don't know if it would be tanks, a tank like what I've got, or if it would be IBC totes. I see it's dripping right up there, but it's not from water in the system. It's from frost melting off of the metal. So I guess there's no way to avoid that. So we'll see how this works. There's no gutter guards on it at this time. When I first spoke to them, the very first time, I had mentioned gutter guards, but I forgot to mention that again to the to the guy when he came out here and did the estimate. So they didn't have an order to do gutter guards. So that's fine. The leaves are already down, so it's like I can wait 6 months to a year to get gutter guards put on the gutters. So, now, I got to get the ball valve on yet. It's a little slippery because it's frosty. I got to get the ball valve on down there yet. That's next. As soon as it warms up a little bit, it's supposed to be up around 40, so I'm going to give it a little bit longer because I want to make sure everything goes in good. So, this side looks good. Just hopefully they can finish this wall off with this gutter here, so hopefully they can. And the guys did as good a job as they could, considering I didn't have the tank low enough. If I had had one of those short flat ones, then it probably wouldn't have been as big a deal, but I would have needed a bigger cement pad, and it would have been a little bit more bulky to deal with. But we'll just have to see how it works, you know. It is what it is. So, I got a guy coming to pick up some chickens today. I'm giving him chickens as a housewarming gift. He's new to the area, so that's why the chickens are still penned up. And I'll let the ducks out in a little bit. So, anyway, so the gutters are on. We are on our way to a rainwater catchment system for the horses. I gotta get the... There are my tools of choice. Well, the tools I had. I don't know what this thing is originally meant for, but I've used it a couple of times to turn things that were just a little bit too big for these. These helped a little bit, but they just couldn't quite grab on. But anyway, I have my ball valve attached. It really needs to be tighter, but I don't have a monkey wrench or pipe wrench, whatever you want to call it, big enough to go around that. It needs to be screwed in a little bit tighter here, and also the ball valve needs to be screwed on a little bit tighter here. So, and even this one could stand to be a little bit tighter. The gray on the end, that's duct tape. The ball valve is closed, so nothing's going to get out. But I just duct taped the end to keep it clean, because at some point I got to come in here and put some other plumbing in. So that'll keep the dirt and it'll keep that end clean. So at least that's done. I think I'm going to duct tape a feed bag up top here to keep debris out of that. That'll be a temporary solution. So that's what I'm going to go with. Oh, that sun's bright. So that's next on my agenda, is getting that, you know, covered so I don't get a lot of debris getting in there. So, all right, on to the next phase. Okay, there we have it. I just taped a feed bag over top, and that'll keep any debris out. I mean, I don't have to have it watertight, so, you know, that should be sufficient to keep any kind of debris and whatnot out, at least for the winter. So, okay, I was going to set up the tripod, but we got a bit of wind and we got weather moving in, so I just need to get this done. But as you can see, I got that part covered in gravel. Now we're not level yet. I got to level the spot in between these two fence posts to put the tank in, and that's where this is going to be my permanent watering station. I still have to dig a trench from the tank all the way down here to where the water's going to be, and I'm probably going to have to peel some of this fabric back when I go to do that. So I'm not going to do a great job down here, but I'm just going to get enough gravel down here so that it holds the fabric down, and I'll go from there. It is not going to be easy digging that trench, not at all, especially once I get down here, because I'll have tree roots and whatnot, not to mention the sod. Be nice to be able to rent a ditch witch, but I don't know. Not to mention I got to readjust the fence line, because it's going to go from the barn corner there down to this post here, right here, and then I got to make sure that it's run so that I have electric on both sides. But at the same time, I don't want it to be over top of the water. I'll put fence boards here, so that I don't have that kind of a problem. Because if you have electric near the water and something happens, you could end up electrifying the water, and then you have a problem with your livestock drinking. So I got to be really careful and really think my way through on that. I do have to add another piece of fabric across down here, and cover that with gravel. But right now I'm just going to secure mostly that side, and I'll just lay some wooden stuff down here so that it's easy to move, because I'm going to have to have access here to dig the ditch to put the water in. Well, I guess Honey's going down for a drink. So that's where I'm at. I did not cement the post in. So I guess you would call this semi-permanent. It's just, you know, wooden posts, they rot, okay? And if they're cemented in, you can't replace them easily. So this one, they need to be replaceable, I'm sure. So that's why I did not cement them in. Anyway, yeah, I hope to have this fence line adjusted so it's goes down to the edge, maybe cut in through here by the trees. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing, trying to beat the weather. So I'll show you when this is done. This is the final piece to put onto my tank, and it's got to be glued. And according to the instructions on the cans, temperature's got to be above 40 degrees. I believe it's 42 degrees right now. So this is the final piece that needs to go on, glued on. I've had the glue under a heat lamp since I got out here this morning to make sure it's warm enough, because it's a little cooler in the barn than it is outside. So now I'm going to make ready. I need to dig out a little bit more dirt. Great, looks like I got a little bit of moisture in there. Well, I don't have a cloth or paper towel or anything down here, so I'll use what I got, and that's my sleeve. All right. Yeah. Is this clear? Glue. Alright. Hopefully that's in enough. I'm going to put something underneath here. Alright, there's that. There's that. Hopefully, that ball valve, okay, this is going to be closed. Gotta close this one too. Now, I'll let that dry. It's not totally set up yet. This is just a quick watering for the goats. I got the gravel down. All I got to do is level the tank and hook up the automatic float, and then hook up the hose. I'm not sure if this hose is long enough or not, but I've got other hoses. So, but I think they appreciate the water. Yeah. They all had a drink. Is that good, Coco? Little man thought it was good. He's coming back for seconds. Is it good, little man? Huh? Is that good? What do you think, little man? Do you need a drink? Don't step in the... Little mess, you goofy goat. Don't get your feet wet, you silly girl. She's like, whatever. Silly goats. You know, they've got hay hanging in their shelter, but apparently it tastes better when it's hung in the run-in with the horses. Goofy goats. Little man's loving on his mama. What do you think, Moo Moo? I know, it's cold. Sorry, we don't have heated water for the barn yet. All right. It's hooked up right here at the tap. And it runs down. Downhill. Going downhill. Going downhill. Going downhill. We have water. Just in time for a deep freeze on Christmas Day. Which means I will have to disconnect this Christmas Eve, because it's going to get bitterly cold that night. But you know what? They'll have water in here. I can break the ice. It's supposed to warm up right after Christmas Day. Now I got to rig up something, I think. This hose is just temporary, and the position of the float valve is just temporary, but at least they have water. And I don't know why it looks like it's bowed out down over there, right there. I don't know why that would be bowed out. Unless it's from goats playing on it, which is very possible. So anyway, this is the low side. I tried to level it up and I just was not doing a great job of it. You know how much fun I have getting things level. So definitely need to put some more gravel on this side. And I will get to it, but at least it's in. getting water, and I don't have to, except for, you know, when it's really going to be cold, it'll run. It'll run. But this will not, this hose will freeze pretty easy. But it does get the afternoon sun, so I'll just have to adjust. So when I have this hooked up permanently, the float valve will be over here, and I'll have it blocked off so the critters can't get to it, and I'll have it set up so that it'll be hooked up with something that's not as susceptible to freezing. But at least it's there. It's there. I couldn't make this permanent just yet because I have to dig a trench up the hill for this line right here. And I was running out of time. I was running out of time. So I figured, you know what, I can hook a hose up to it and it'll work. It'll work for right now. So I am so happy. They will have water. Now I don't have to let them down to the creek. I can let that area rest. And as you can see, the goats are happy. They're up with the horses. The horses have been eating hay all day. So, and the goats too. I have to put more hay in with the horses because the goats like to come and eat with the horses. So they only go in their shelter at night. And hopefully it won't be long and they won't have to be in that shelter anymore. So, but anyway, my horses and my goats have water. Now, also at some point, this fence is going to be changed out, and there will be a fence line running from this post to the corner of the run-in up there, okay? I'm leaning towards a wooden fence with electric, but we'll see how that works out. And then from here on down, this fence line will get adjusted. So, but right now, this is how it is. So, always making improvements. Always making improvements. Oh, I am so happy. I am so happy. Sorry I didn't record putting the valve together and everything else. Is just we've had rainy, miserable weather for several days. It was a muck hole over here. It was cloudy. Nothing was drying. We got wind today. But that's okay. The wind will help to dry things out a little bit, but we are so wet that it's not going to totally dry out. I can tell you that right now. So, they're talking snow on Christmas Eve. We'll see. Well, if I don't see you before then, everybody have a Merry Christmas and stay warm out there. This is Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead saying another project finally temporarily finished.